study about the functions of leaf. So what are the functions of leaf? The functions of leaf, we all know, we have read it several times. It manufactures food. It manufactures food for the entire plant. That's the reason why we always say that the leaf is the kitchen of the plant. Food factory. Okay, great. It is a food factory. Excellent. Why not? Just like your mama makes all the food in the kitchen, you know, you go to the market, you get veggies, right? You get the spices, right? From the tap, you take water, right? So you collect all the substance, all the stuff, you know. There is a LPG person who comes and delivers the cylinder. So once everything is ready, your mom goes to the kitchen and she starts cooking the food, right? So kitchen is a place where the food is prepared, but all the essentials come from outside. Similarly, in case of a leaf is just a kitchen. All the essentials come from outside. Carbon dioxide comes from outside. Water comes from the roots. Along with the water comes the nutrients. There is sunlight. Correct? So once everything comes and reaches the leaf, then the leaf starts its function of preparing the food. Correct? So that's the reason why we can either call it the kitchen or the food. Actually, what I am aware of is that, you know, in Rajasthan there is a tree. I'm forgetting the name of the tree. That tree has got huge, tuberous roots. It's the tree's name starts with K, Khajura tree or something. So the roots are something like this. You know, it's got very bulbous roots, very huge bulbous roots.
Ma'am,
Yeah, sure. Just give me 1 minute. So basically, in Rajasthan, you know, all of you, that Rajasthan has got a very dry weather, right? And most of the time, the farmers, you know, they don't yield much cultivation. You know, the agriculture becomes very poor. So those times when there is no rice, no paddy, no wheat, no corn, nothing, then what they do is that they dig the soil and they take out these roots. And these roots are very nutritious and filled with water and minerals. So they start consuming these roots so that they don't die of hunger. There is food in their home. And there are lots of these trees lined up in Rajasthan. Nothing in this nature, nothing is for free and nothing is useless. Everything comes of use. Nothing goes waste. Nothing, absolutely nothing goes waste. Even one small, you know, tiny microorganism also comes of use. That is also helpful and useful for us.
yeah,
Them have advantageous roots. You're right. Most of them have. Okay. Now getting back to leaves. So basically, leaves, you know, as we know, they have chlorophyll, because, and the process by which they make their own food is called photosynthesis. So basically, you did not miss much. I was talking about this tree in Rajasthan, right, where it has got very fibrous roots. It has very fibrous roots, right? So the roots are full of water. So in Rajasthan, when the agriculture is very, very poor, they have no paddy, uh, corn or anything. Then what the farmers do is that, you know, they dig the soil, they take out these roots. These roots are filled with water, nutrition, and all kinds of nutrients, and they consume this as a food. When there is kind of, you know, absolutely no agriculture, no cultivation in Rajasthan. I'm forgetting the name of the plant, name of the tree basically, but this is a very common ritual in Rajasthan. That is what I was sharing. Okay. All right. Anjali, can you please unmute yourself and use the mic and share what is photosynthesis? Can you please share, Anjali?
photosynthesis.
Correct. So basically, you know, when we talk about photosynthesis, when we have to define in science, always use the word process, right? Whenever you see, you know, there's a word called evaporation, condensation, right? So these are all process. So always start the definition with Photosynthesis is a process by which plants make their own food. None of you have said that it makes their own food. All of you have said that it makes food. But you have to stress on the fact that it makes its own food. Its own food. Nobody can make its own food. Even human beings can't make its own food. Animals cannot make its own food. The only person, the only living organism which can make its own food are green plants. We can only cook. We can't make our own foods. We are dependent on green plants. We have to cook them only. We are only cooking. There's a difference between cooking and making our own food. There's a difference. Cooking is done by human beings. Cooking food is done by human beings. Making food is done by plants. Right? So stress on the word photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food using carbon dioxide, water, nutrient in the presence of sunlight. All these happen in the presence of sunlight. When there is no sunlight, there is no photosynthesis. Also, chlorophyll. Also, please add chlorophyll. Correct? So, stress on the word its own, making its own food. Nobody cut your marks. You will get full marks. If you just write photosynthesis is the process of making food, you might not get full marks. You have to write making its own food. Okay. Now coming back, the leaves on their surfaces carry stomata. This also we have studied. For example, if this is the upper surface of the leaf, below the leaf, the under surface of the leaf that has got tiny, tiny, innumerable pores which we cannot see with our naked eyes. It has got innumerable pores, millions and millions of pores. These pores are called stomata. It does. It does, because that's the only opening that's there on the leaf. So when the sun is very bright and it's very hot, right? So transpiration happens from stomata. So many a time what happens is that if it's too hot, the guard cells, as in the stomatal pore, closes so that it doesn't lose water. To reduce transpiration, it closes the stomata. There could be open stomata like this, like these are the guard cells, and there could be closed stomata like this, with the guard cells. Open stomata, closed stomata.
Stomata.
That's what I'm saying. When photosynthesis is happening, right, the stomata most of the time is open. But at night, most of the times the stomata is closed because it is not required. Photosynthesis is not happening. Transpiration is not happening. So the stomata is closed mostly at night. Correct? Now coming to the third point, the plants. Okay, so the gases produced when we have stomata, we have skin pores. The tiny skin pores that we have, tiny pores, that's called the skin pores.
Yeah,
Right?
mom.
But plants have stomata. Okay. So basically, as they take carbon dioxide also from the stomata, they also release oxygen from the stomata. Right? So exchange of gases also happen from stomata because, as I said, that's the only opening. So carbon dioxide goes in from the hole and oxygen comes out from those stomatal pore. Hydrogen is also there. Hydrogen is also very less. So, this itself, 79 plus 21 itself has become some 98, 99%. So, can you imagine remaining gases will be so less? Correct? So, the highest amount is nitrogen and second is oxygen. So, the plants give out extra amount of water in the plant through stomata. This is what Vamika was saying, transpiration in the form of vapors. This process is known as transpiration. Do you remember an experiment that we had done in one of our earlier classes? We had taken two plants, right? So you don't need to take two plants. Actually, it's okay if even if you take one plant. So you take a normal healthy plant and then cover it with a plastic packet properly. Leave some space and then keep it in the sunlight, as in normally. Just keep it like that. After a day or two, you will find that plastic packet inside it has got tiny drops of water in it. So what does it prove?
Ma'am,
That
so
means
it condensed basically.
yes. So basically, all the water that was coming out from the leaves got stuck to the plastic. It got condensed on the plastic sheet. That's the reason why we see tiny little droplets of water vapor on the plastic sheet. All of you can do this experiment. I mean, if you have plants in your garden or indoor plants, it might have a branch like this.
Um, Ma'am, can you please continue?
Yes, I'm continuing now. I'm so sorry. There was somebody at the door I had to attend. Okay. So the plants give out extra amount. Vamika, in case you don't have a plastic container, there's one thing that I could have, recommended. That is maybe you can, take the plant branch or a few leaves inside a glass bottle or maybe a plastic drinking bottle. You get those water bottles like the Bisleri
Yes,
one.
ma'am, but I don't think it will fit like that because if I take them out, then it will, ma'am, the plant will die if I take it out. So,
No,
and
so
then, ma'am,
you will have to take a white mouthed bottle, glass bottle, right? And then don't put the lid. You just cover it with a cloth and
okay.
then tie it at the neck. So
Ma'am,
there also,
so
yeah,
like if can we just take like like the branch and then like open the plastic bottle and put it on it?
yeah,
We
yeah.
can.
That is what you have to do. You have to insert the entire branch or at least 7 or 8 leaves inside the bottle, and then cover the portion with a cloth and then tie the neck of the bottle.
Ma'am, then like the plant would be able to give oxygen, right?
It will be able to give oxygen, but it will all happen inside the bottle. The
Yes,
leaves inside will give oxygen inside the bottle.
ma'am.
Okay, all right. So leaves may be variably modified into spine or tendrils or modified to trap insects. Haven't we studied these? Isn't it? We have studied know how leaves get
Yes, ma'am. Leaf
modified to
modification,
spines.
spines,
Yes.
tendrils, and scales.
For example, in cactus, we saw in desert area how the leaves are converted into spines. And here, the stem has got chlorophyll, so the stem does photosynthesis.
Ma'am, bryophyllum is also an example of like leaf modification.
No, 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 that is not a leaf modification.
Sorry,
That is
it is like
vegetative.
yeah,
Vegetative.
vegetative.
Yes, vegetative. Now, tendrils. Last class we have studied about tendrils. Who can recollect?
Yeah, ma'am. About in the STEM traditions we have learned about.
Yes. How the stems are modified as tendrils,
Yeah,
right?
for the support.
Right. For the support. Somebody said you have a bitter gourd, pumpkin, or something.
Yeah, I
How
told
it takes
ma'am.
support. Yes, correct. And it also traps insects. We have seen how the Venus flytrap does it. The Venus flytrap, how it opens and closes and then traps insects. So that is also a modified leaf. Correct?
Ma'am, I think like is it like when leaves are modified into like thin thread like coil strands?
That is tendril, which we studied in our earlier class. Right? When we studied about stem. So this is just for information. Yashika, will you be able to read out these 4 points one by one? This is just for the general knowledge.
The largest leaf is presently in Dent, Italy, Victoria, Regia, more than 1 meter in diameter. Flowering plant with simple leaves dotted.
Yashika, there's a bit of a background noise.
Ma'am, is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
The largest leaf is present in giant water lily, Victoria regia, more than 1 meter in diameter.
That's the largest leaf, right? I mean, if I could show you, okay, Yashika, you can unmute yourself. So basically, Yashika, you can unmute yourself. Sorry, you can mute yourself. So basically, you know how many of you have seen lotus leaves or water lily leaves? It resembles like this,
Yeah,
right?
ma'am.
And you know,
Like a huge, it is
plate.
over a place.
Yeah, it actually resembles like a huge plate. A huge plate, and to an extent, you know, a child or maybe at times even two children can sit on it and it will still float. You know, that is because of buoyancy. But the circumference of the leaf is like really huge. It's really big. Correct?
Ma'am, I have heard about one plant, no, one leaf that is very big. It is having only leaf and it is floating on water and it can even take a 5 kg child.
Yeah. So that is basically, you know, the Victoria Regia. The Victoria Regia, you know, if you just do a Google search of Victoria Regia, you will find, you know, on that one leaf, 2 or 3 children are sitting, and they are not like very tiny newborn baby. They are like, you know, 5, 6 year old children. So they would be at least 20 kgs, right? So these are the largest leaf in the world, the giant water lily and the Victoria Regia, right? There are certain flowering plants with no leaf. Remember, we studied about Cuscuta, Amarbale, the yellow color parasitic plant. Do you remember? Cuscuta plant. So that Cuscuta plant is
I just searched and there are like two children sitting on it, but it's still floating on water.
exactly, that's what I was saying. You know, it can take the capacity of almost 20 plus 20, 40 kgs and still manage to float.
Even men were sitting, so like
Oh,
I feel.
really? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's how big the leaves are and how much weight can take, right? Now remember we had studied about Cuscuta, the Cuscuta plant, which is like yellow color. It does not have any green color. That's the reason why it is a parasite to on trees. But you know, it has flowers. It has white color, pretty flowers on it. It has no leaves, absolutely no leaves. It just has, you know, yellow color stems. No leaves, no roots, nothing. But it will have flowers. It draws nutrition from the shrubs or the trees that it grows on. Right? So the world is actually the planet is very interesting. It's full of
Ma'am,
interesting stuff around. Yes?
ma'am, how does it make its food when if it doesn't have any leaves or it's not green in color?
That's what Yashika, remember in our classes we did study that it is a parasitic plant. What is a parasitic plant? When something is not green in color, then it has to depend on some other tree for its food. So, for example, this is a cuscuta. It will grow on a green plant like this and draw all the nutrition like this from here. It will take all the food like this. The more
Ma'am, like I was also see the photo of that Victoria Riga. In that, in one picture, I saw like one man was standing and it was about to fell or fill with water.
yeah, so a man will be at least 40 to 50 kgs in weight. Correct? Okay.
Yeah,
All leaves are not green. Some leaves have patches of white or yellow or even red color. Such leaves are called variegated leaves. Vamika, have you got your answer? Right?
That was not my question.
Okay, somebody had asked a question.
But even I have a question.
Please ask.
Ma'am, I forgot my question.
All
Can
right.
I ask in 5 minutes? I mean,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
1 minute.
sure. Not a problem. Not a problem. So here an example of a plant with variegated leaf is money plant.
Ma'am,
Yes.
so my question is the experiment you told us to do. Ma'am, can the plant die if we do that?
No, no, the plant will not die. You're just going to portion, for example, if this is the plant, right, you're just going to take one branch and put it inside the bottle. So the remaining portion of the plant is there, no, for it to survive. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.